Just got back from the corporate office, working on some new adjustments to how we do things. It's not so much that you're going to see it on your end, other than speeding things up. So, you as the real estate investor, the whole goal we have, 100% goal, is to get you as good a deal as we possibly can, as most efficiently as possible, and try and find better ways to create capital that you can use. The main thing, of course, being the fact that we're highly encouraging you to set up entities, get the right entity structure, talk to the folks we work with over at ATG, let them work with you to get that built up. If you get the right entity structure, make sure you have your capital in the right place, right? I'm a big fan of the infinite banking strategy. If you can take your money, put it into a whole life policy, let it have that security for your family, but still be able to use it. That's where I have my capital. Right now, it's all on deploy. So I'm waiting on all these things to return. So I too, putting my money to work, not letting it sit, having it into life insurance policy 7 to be exact, to make sure that I have anything happens to any members of my family, it goes to continue to fuel what we're doing. You got to get into a position where you're thinking correctly, you're focused on these things. You don't let things that get their stuff's going to happen. I'll give a crap how great the deal is. You're going to have problems in a real estate investment deal. You got to have your mind in the right spot. That's why this is so important. Very, very important, especially that first chapter. If that's all you're going to read is the first chapter, follow what it tells you. That will change things significantly. It doesn't change the outcome of many things other than what goes on in here and how you work the outcome. Your response to things dictates exactly what's going to happen in your world, because we can't control everything else that's out there. You got to put your trust in God. You got to know that He's got your back, but you got to move forward as well. I talk about in here that we're going to pray that God's going to help us move mountains, because we're going to have monster things in front of us that we have no control over. But don't get pissed off when you're handed a shovel and you got to work too. So be willing to get in there and work, be willing to focus. So let's talk about the market today, because you might need to have yourself in a good position to feel good about what's happening out there, even though it might not be happening the way you want it to. So here's where we are. Market has gone fairly negative. Like, it went right up there, touched on that spot we talk about all the time, par 55, which is the value of the mortgage-backed security the day they announced quantitative easing. It pulled back, and where did it go? Right back into this channel. So this was a big move. What caused that move? There's people who woke up today thinking mortgage rates randomly just moved. They didn't. The bond market spoke. When you lock a mortgage, you're not just signing loan documents, you're entering a bond trade. Your mortgage becomes a part of a mortgage-backed security, an investment bought by institutions looking for some sort of return. This morning had a job report that came out that said the economy is much stronger than what Wall Street expected. Now, most people say, well, great news, more jobs. And economically, yes, that's great news. But the bond market looked at it differently. The bond market said, wait a minute, if the economy is still this strong, the Fed may not have a reason to lower rates. So they did not want to be in this trade in a higher position. Investors sold bonds. As we can see right here, bond prices dropped, yields rose, and the investors demanded a greater return to buy mortgages. So that right here is evidence in this. That means the borrower entered the market today, who you might be in today's environment, negotiating against a different investor expectation than what was happening yesterday. Because mortgage rates is not just some random number that a lender creates. It's the price of the money at the moment. So you and Wall Street are basically on opposite sides of the trade, right? The investor is going to say, or the person putting the money into a pool of funds that's going to do mortgage-backed securities, they're going to say, I'm going to give you capital, but this is the rate of return that I require. You're going to decide whether or not you're going to accept that cost of capital to control the asset that you're purchasing with it. Now, the wealthy understand this. They don't just ask, what is my rate? They're going to ask, what is the market telling me about the value of money today? Because the day you lock your loan, that's your trade date. You are in that trade, and understanding the trade is how you stop being a consumer of debt and start becoming a strategist of capital. So what we see today is enough happening in the market that there's a risk that the Fed may not ease on monetary policy. They may actually raise. If they raise rates, that means the overnight cost of money becomes more expensive. If it's more expensive for them to get money, then they may not want to put money into a bond that's going to give them a flat rate of return unless they get a higher return. That's exactly what happened here. So You're lucky that you're mostly in DSCR working with me, so we don't see a major effect right away, but it can affect it if this doesn't reverse quickly. So just know we could see some movement in all rates fairly quickly, but be aware that it's not about the rate. It's about the deal you're in. If you're questioning that, talk to me. We'll go through the numbers. We'll figure it out. We'll make sense of it. So that way you can move forward with confidence and not wondering, oh boy, rates went up, I shouldn't buy. That means a lot of the competition was taken out. It's kind of a good thing when that happens. They stop, they relax, they may not go into it, and you have fewer people bidding against you. So stay in the deal and never walk away from, just keep looking for the deals. Appreciate you guys, and I'll talk to you on Tuesday.